College Fashion. So today I have this look planned for you guys for a back to school look. It's a really nice easy brown smoky eye, and I'm using one palette for the whole look. I'm using the Wet n Wild Vanity palette. So if you guys have that palette, go ahead and pull it out. If you don't, you can use similar eyeshadows. If you want to look nice and awake, so we did some bright inner corners and lined our waterline with some white eyeliner. If you guys want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing you want to do in the mornings is I like to apply concealer first. And I use MAC Studio Sculpt Concealer in NC45. I like to apply concealer first because a lot of the times we apply foundation and don't even really need the foundation. So if you can just apply your concealer on your problem areas, like I have dark circles under my eyes, and from time to time I get, you know, like pimples and things that are discolored that need to be covered. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and apply concealer, and I'm going to apply it right under my eyes because I have some massive dark circles under my eyes. I'm not going to apply any foundation because in the morning I like to eliminate as many steps as possible. If you don't need to apply foundation, don't just apply a foundation because you feel like you should be applying foundation. Only apply it if you really need that coverage. So next thing I'm going to do is apply a finishing powder, and I'm going to use Hello Flawless by Benefit. And I'm just going to apply this with a large stippling brush, and this is just going to give me a nice amount of coverage without making me look too powdery. So then the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and apply your bronzer and your blush. So for bronzer and blush, I like to first apply the bronzer, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this with a minier stippling brush. I like to use stippling brush when applying powdered products because it really takes away a lot of the powder that is going to originally go onto your face so that you don't have too much powder on your face. And I'm just going to lightly apply this right as if I'm contouring my face with it. As for blush, for school, I don't like to apply anything that's too pigmented because when you're running around all day, you tend to get really red or rosy. At least I know that I do. So I know that if you have lighter skin than I do, you probably get way more red than me. And it's just, you don't want to look hot, like, you know, like hot and sweaty. And I think that if you add a really pigmented, you know, blush to it, it's going to really increase the redness. At least that's what happens for me, and it looks like really, really red. So what I like to do is take a blush that's not, it's going to give me a nice wash of color, but it isn't too pigmented. This is from e.l.f. and it's called Candid Coral. It looks just like this. It really reminds me of NARS Orgasm Blush, but it's a little bit less pigmented than the Orgasm Blush. So I'm going to take some of this on a blush brush, and I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so pretty much for the entire look for the eyes, what I'm going to be using is Wet n Wild's Vanity palette, which looks like this, and it's really probably one of my favorite palettes from Wet n Wild because it's extremely versatile. Okay, so the first thing I like to do when getting ready in the morning, or when I'm applying makeup in the morning, is applying a nice bright eyeshadow to the inner corner. So I'm going to use from the matte section of these two shades, I'm going to use the lightest color, and I'm going to apply this to my inner corners because when you're tired in the morning, it really will brighten up your entire look if your inner corners are a little bit lighter than the rest of your eyes. But this is a nice subtle way of doing it without it being like a frosty shade. It's like a really subtle way of brightening your inner corners. And I love how soft and blendable these colors are. They're really, really blendable. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and apply one of the more medium toned shades. And I'm going to go ahead and use this matte shade. I'm going to stick to the matte side of the palette for today. And I'm actually going to take this with the eyeshadow brush and go ahead and apply this just to the entire lid. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is take that darker color, and it's the darker matte color right here, and I'm just going to take this with a really stiff contouring brush just to lay down the color on my outer corner and into my creases just a little bit, not too far, and we're not trying to do a real heavy smoky eye because it is still school. And then you want to take your blending brush and just go ahead and begin blending this color into your crease and onto your brow bone. It's going to give you a nice soft smoky eye that's not super dramatic for school and is extremely wearable. And then I'm going to take a slanted blending brush and go back into that middle color that we applied to our lid, and I'm going to apply that right on the edge of the darker brown color, and this is really just to help blend it into the brow bone a little bit because it is a darker color. And then I'm going to take the color, or the same brush that we just used, and I'm going to take actually these two colors, the lightest color that we used and the color that we used to do the blending with, and I'm going to apply that to my brow bone. And just go ahead and blend that in. Okay, now for the eyeliner. So I'm actually going to apply a white eyeliner to my lower lash line because it really is going to open your eyes a whole lot if you apply the white eyeliner to the bottom, especially when you're tired, because as much as the inner corner helps, brighten your eyes, you also want your eyes to look a little bit wider and more awake. If you rim them all in black, they're going to look really closed in, and that's great for if you had a full night's, full of sleep, but if you didn't, then you may want to try using a white liner to open them up just a little bit. You're just going to apply this to your waterline. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and apply our liner to the top, and I always like a winged liner for school because it really brings your eyes up, especially when they're just drooping because you're so tired. It's really great, just not like a dramatic wing, just like a little wing, just for a little lift, a little eye lift. So I'm actually going to apply e.l.f.'s liquid liner to my top lash line and wing it out. Alright, and then you want to go ahead and apply your mascara, and I like to use Maybelline's Falsies mascara to give my lashes like the longest possible length I can give them, using a drugstore mascara. Okay, now when you're done with the eyes, then what you want to do is go ahead and apply your lipstick. Let me move the camera down a little bit so you can see my lips. Okay. Now for the lips, I always like to do something that's really kind of like just easy to reapply. You don't want to apply something that has too much color in it because then it's gonna be noticeable when you need to reapply it. So I like to use NYX's natural lip gloss and just apply a swipe of this. And that's it. No lipstick, no anything. Just a nice natural looking lip gloss because you want to be able to reapply it easily, and you don't want it to look like you need to reapply your lipstick when you need to reapply it. So yeah, that's the back to school look I have planned for you guys. I hope you guys really enjoy it. And if you guys like this palette, if you guys purchase this palette and end up liking it, please let me know down below in the comments. I love this palette so much and I want to share it with the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you guys have any questions or comments on anything else, feel free to leave them down below and I'll answer them for you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!